Hey guys, so I wanted to do a quick breakdown of the new trailer for the Eisendrache
Somewhere new.
and give like a quick analysis of a few things in it and a few of other things I've seen. So first of all, in this gondola, it's like sort of been concluded that this is the starting point for the map. But I also think you might be able to go back in it, and as you can see, there's something flashing in there, which could be a gobblegum, could be a Perk machine, could be something else entirely that we haven't seen before. But I do think that you'll be able to go in there and use it. Maybe best possibly go back down to somewhere that's not already seen. So for this
Real
next area, it
cold.
seems to be just a courtyard area with sort of maybe possibly an electrical conductor on the left of some sort, and then there's a clock in the middle on the right, slightly in that building, and also a trap to the left. Now that clock may play a part in an Easter egg. Not sure, but it could be. And then there's another courtyard here, which could also possibly be a good training area. It seems quite spread out, although I have no idea because we haven't seen any more yet.
Station.
Now this next room looks to be where you can get the power on, be the main power generator. As you can see, there's also on the right, hidden slightly, is speed cola. This room also seems like a bit of a shitfest area, so I doubt you'd want to train here. Next, this map constantly hints to the Black Ops 1 map moon with all the rockets, and obviously you're going to be able to get down to this area. Otherwise, it'd be pretty pointless to put in the trailer. And probably from one of the Easter eggs, you're going to be able to launch the rocket at moon itself. Now, here's one of the teleporters from the Giant. I assume there's going to be more than one of these in the map, and these could also take you back to the previous room shown where all the power is, because they have those similar electrical conductors at the top. Now back to the power generator room, which I assume is in this little thing. It's showing what looks like to be the moon map, like from above. Um, and this is not my image. I'll link that in the description. It's from what I've seen so far. So as you can see here, here's just all the main characters, which is kind of cool that it continues from the main characters, because these are all the guys that we want. Right here, to me this looks like it could be a gondola station, so possibly you can go back down. So in here, it looks incredibly similar to a Panzer soldier from the map Origins on Black Ops 2. And here's a side-by-side comparison of them. They both, on our left, they both seem to have the same weapon, which was a flamethrower, if I recall. And on the right, on the Origins one, it was a little grabby claw thingy. So to me, that looks like either a shotgun or a minigun. Personally, I prefer sort of a close-range blundergun shotgun type thing, because the minigun I think wouldn't work well for zombies. This next area, you can see there was a green light which turned red, so I assume this is a trap. Possibly what happens when you activate the teleporter, I'm not sure, or it could just be a trap on its own. Now there's a lot of these electrical conductors so far that we've seen on this map, so I think these could possibly be linked around the map and maybe activate all at once, shutting off certain areas to where the zombies are. And then obviously this is just an action area. To me it looks like quite a narrow map other than the courtyards. Which could be similar to Shadows of Evil, because that's got very narrow areas, although it has got the big train areas. So here you can see Gobblegum on the right, so this is obviously an accessible area, and another rocket launching. So as this map hints heavily towards Moon, I think the end game of the Easter egg is going to be to launch all the rockets towards Moon. And that rocket you see there, I'm not convinced that it's the same one, because it seems like it's in a different place. Here we can see the return of the beloved Death Machine from Black Ops 1 and possibly 2, I can't remember who was in that. I'm glad that's back in. I hope it's not like the Scythe online. I hope it's more towards the actual Death Machine. And then here's a little shortcut from one of the what it looks like to be the rocket sites. I hope there's more than one of these, because that'll be a cool way to get around and escape and quickly get across the map. So next up we can see the Sparrow from online, and it seems to play exactly the same part, and they seem to be integrating these through Easter eggs like the Annihilator and the sword on the Giant and Shadows of Evil. And here we can see a symbol, if we zoom in, similar to the ones used to obtain the sword in Shadows of Evil, so I think we may have to do another task like that. This looks like Wonder Fizz from Origins, which we already knew was in the map. No idea what that perk could be, but this definitely does look like Wonder Fizz. And here, this looks like possibly a new perk effect. Looks pretty powerful, similar to Electric Cherry, although like Electric Cherry version 2 or something, because it has a much stronger radius and larger effect. So these gates slamming down here look very similar to the spikes in Shangri-La. And here we see the first sort of Iron Dragon itself, although it looks very similar to the dog heads that were in Mob of the Dead, so possibly that's another way of getting something like a Hell's Retriever. And also, if we go back slightly, we can see a power-up on the bottom left. This doesn't look like any power-up I've seen before. Looks a bit like Carpenter, but not completely, so I think we may be getting a new power-up. Gravity Spikes here, which I assume will be obtained in a similar Easter egg fashion to as the Sparrow, as we've already seen, the Annihilator and the sword from Shadows of Evil and the Giant. And in the background here, this looks suspiciously like a Lunar lander from Ascension, so hopefully there's a few of those getting around, and that'll be an easy way to get around the map and possibly be involved in the Easter egg. And once again, finally at the end, we're shown the Iron Dragon again. So basically, I think this map is going to revolve around the Iron Dragons themselves, so these on the wall, but mainly I think they're going to revolve around firing the rockets at the moon. I think that's going to be the end game, to fire all the rockets at the moon, because in the trailer you actually see more than one rocket has the ability to take off, so I think that's going to be the end game. So yeah, thanks for watching, and let me know what you thought.